Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to begin with a very basic question. Imagine tomorrow, Parliament passes a constitutional amendment saying India will no longer be a democracy. Elections will stop permanently, fundamental rights are abolished, judiciary can no longer review laws. Now, think for a moment, can Parliament really do that? If Parliament has the power to amend the Constitution under Article 368, does that mean it can amend absolutely everything? No. And the reason is one of the greatest judicial innovations in the constitutional history of the world, the Basic Structure Doctrine. यही डॉक्ट्रिन इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी का सेफ्टी वॉल्व है. Today, in the next few minutes, let us understand why it was needed, how it evolved, what exactly is the basic structure, and why even today it remains extremely relevant. When India adopted the constitution in 1949, our constitution was designed to be both flexible and rigid. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar never wanted a constitution that becomes outdated. Therefore, Parliament was given the power to amend it under Article 368. But another important question emerged. If Parliament has amendment power, who will stop Parliament if one day it misuses this power? पावर विदाउट लिमिटेशन कभी कभी डेमोक्रेसी के लिए डेंजर बन जाता है. Let's understand the journey of this doctrine. First, the Shankari Prasad case of 1951. Supreme Court said that Parliament can even amend fundamental rights. Then the Sajjan Singh case, the court already repeated the same view. Golaknath case of 1967 was the game changer. Supreme Court completely changed its opinion. It said fundamental rights cannot be amended. This created a constitutional conflict because Parliament believed if we cannot change or amend the fundamental rights, how will we implement the socio-economic reforms? Then came the most famous Kesavananda Bharati case of 1973. A bench of 13 judges heard the matter. The judgment ran into hundreds of pages. And finally, by a narrow majority of 7:6, the Supreme Court delivered a historic principle. The court said, Parliament can amend any part of the Constitution, but it cannot destroy or damage the basic structure of the Constitution. This was a constitutional compromise. Neither Parliament won completely and nor the judiciary. Both powers were balanced. इसी बैलेंस ने इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी को स्टेबल बनाए रखा है. Now comes the most interesting question. What exactly is the basic structure? The Constitution never defines it, but the Supreme Court developed it gradually through different judgments. And some important judgments are the supremacy of the Constitution. First and foremost important, the Constitution is supreme. Nobody is above the Constitution, not even the Parliament. Then the rule of law. Law governs everyone equally, no arbitrary power. Then judicial review. Courts can examine whether laws are constitutional. Without judicial review, citizens lose constitutional protection. Separation of powers. Legislatures makes the laws, executive implements, judiciary interprets. Each checks the other. The federalism. In federalism, the power is shared between the union and the states. Democracy ensures regular elections, political competition, people's participation, the important thing. Secularism. State treats all the religions equally. Free and fair elections. Without free elections, democracy becomes meaningless. Fundamental rights. This protect citizens against arbitrary state action. Independence of judiciary. Judges must remain independent. Otherwise, who will protect the Constitution? Constitution सिर्फ एक document नहीं है. It is a promise between the state and its citizens. Now, think of the Constitution as a smartphone. Parliament can update the apps, even can change the wallpapers, but once the operating system of the mobile phone is destroyed, it loses its identity. Similarly, Parliament can make amendments to the Constitution under Article 368, but it cannot alter its fundamental principle, that is, Basic Structure Doctrine. That is why constitutional scholar Granville Austin described the Indian Constitution as a document of balance and accommodation, and perhaps that is the beauty of Indian democracy.